Alright, so welcome to the first episode of Content Callout. Today's focus is on a YouTuber named Penney Sounds. Depends on which one you're using, the ad or looking up the channel. I'll have that in the description. But let's go to some of the stuff that I found after one of my fans brought it to my attention. First off, let's clarify. This person went at one of their own fans for 2 days straight. Threatened them multiple times with banning and calling them basically stupid. This is embarrassing for a content creator to act like this, and these are the kind of ones that fans need to leave just rapidly. But let's get on to some of the stuff. First and foremost, this person acts like everything that was ever labeled as Marvel was Disney made. Her actual reference specifically was the Netflix shows have always been canon. That's why they're on Disney+. But they were on Netflix. The person pointed out these were on Netflix. What did she say? Oh, this person went off and went, they're not on Netflix, they're on Disney. They've always been on Disney. Really? Some of these shows were made, not Netflix, but some of the stuff she was claiming is a part of the MCU is legitimately made before. But if you want to go to the Wikipedia yourself and check this out, Disney has 33 movies they've made, starting with Iron Man 1. They have 10 shows they've made, starting with WandaVision. And they have a few specials. I think there's 3, 4, maybe 5 of them now. But regardless, it is not mentioned in Netflix shows. This person also tries to claim that Netflix, specifically, all of their shows were made by Marvel. Like, that's DC, MCU stuff. That's Marvel Studios, Disney official. That person then put in a link in the comments to their fan, and I went and found it and clicked on it, and man, that's really bad when your own evidence that you're trying to put in there to back your position actually beats your own position. It directly says on there, this guy's name made them specifically for Netflix. Not they were put on Netflix and were made by, Disney. It completely contradicts her. She put 3 times that different links to Wikipedia. Each and every single one of them literally defeats her. It's actually commendable that they would at least admit, hey, yeah, Sony and Fox weren't them, but how are they not, in her opinion, Disney? Aren't they in Disney Plus? Referring to that earlier point. So, where did this start? They were basically, this fan and YouTuber were going at it about whether the Netflix stuff is canon. And if you really want to actually have an in-depth view into that, go ahead, check out our videos. I'll try and put a little clickable thing. If not, go ahead and check out the Geeky Guru playlist. It's got all of these honest takes. I'm going to be uploading season 2 of Daredevil and Jessica Jones season 1 very soon. And point out how these were extremely bad character assassinations of not only their powers, and in some cases, their backstories. Now, don't get me wrong, the Netflix shows were really interesting shows. They were great. Watching them episode by episode, I had to remind myself to stop and write notes, because they were good, but I had to remind myself these aren't really well done characters. It's the same way I could watch Zack Snyder's Justice League and appreciate it as an Elseworld story. It's fine, but main continuity, there's certain things you got to do. You can't just take away the flight of Jessica Jones, and you can't make Superman a dark, brooding guy that can't kneel down and be like, well, hey, little man, and talk to the kids like he was Clark Kent who grew up in Smallville. Like, you can't just make him alien, dark, and brooding, and not very human-like. Like, he's not Batman. And, come on, Batman. The whole deal with people being like, yeah, Batman kills people. What? I swear to God, this person, Penney Sound, would probably defend the freaking way they handled Batman and be like, these aren't changes, it's just adaptations for live action. Really? You do realize that when one of the Robins was killed by Joker and he came back as Red Hood, that was the whole reason he was pissed off at Batman. The whole reason that Damien was like, screw you, Dad. Killing is easier. What's the famous line? It isn't about what's easier, Damien. It's about what's right. He's like, do you struggle with it? Every day. Because he does. Batman doesn't kill because he doesn't want to create another him. This is infinitely important and deeply and connected to his psyche and his trauma. To just get rid of that shows you don't give a shit about the origin of these characters. Like, yeah, Elseworld it up, but like, we all accept those as Elseworld and variant universes. These aren't main continuity versions. So let's get back to Penney Sound. They were trying to sit there and discuss with the YouTuber, my fan that is, that they have gutted some of these characters. They have ruined them. And to her, these were just adaptions. No, it's character assassinations. The fact that you defend this is disgusting. The fact that she's trying to say that the Netflix shows, the Hulu shows, and all the other things like The Runaways and Cloak and Dagger and all this were all made by Disney is insane. The fact that she kept threatening her own fan because, oh, you're giving out misinformation, keep it up and I'm gonna ban you. First off, you can't. Because an investigation would have to happen by YouTube, and if they actually looked into the information, if they actually give a shit about you, you know, you want to talk about numbers, I'm sorry, I'm just starting off. I'm sorry that the fan that you have is actually no longer your fan because you've trash-talked him, went at them for 2 days straight, hours at a time. Like, the level of childishness. And yeah, I can admit, that fan got a little childish coming back at him. Ain't gonna lie. But they started it. You can even, as I scroll through their video list, it's like they cover a lot of topics, so it's not actually hard to look at them as a normie and go, wow, you've got a lot of popularity amounts, not even 10,000 people. You're big and bad. Everyone should be afraid of your statements. No, you should be honest and not cover stuff you can't be. Like, I've said it multiple times now. If you can't make good content without lying, you just don't make good content. Your subscribers should just run away from you. You treat anyone that says something different than you like trash. It's disgusting. I have communications with my own fans through this. They are bringing people to me to add to a list of content call out. Like they brought you. Your behavior is disgusting. I hope you're a 16-year-old little brat, because if you're an adult, that makes it 10 times worse. Saying all this stuff and then posting evidence that literally defeats your own position like you're smart. If you would take 5 minutes to read your own statements, you would see how much crap is leaking out of your mouth. Now, I'm sorry to be rude, guys. I don't normally come at it like this, but I have never ever seen someone treat a fan this bad. Like, yeah, Dungeon Coach suppressed someone's comment because they mentioned my system. That's a chicken shit move. But to keep coming at someone for hours and hours at a time into the morning, like, dude. I'm not saying people should cancel this person, but man, unless you support that kind of behavior, you shouldn't be a fan. Every one of her fans should call them out. If you, as a fan of her, see this video, go look at her, the When Marvel Continuity is on Point video talking about the Judas bullet. You can just watch the video and it debunks her own position. Like, let's go with this for a second. The Judas bullet has what? What does it have to do with the MCU? Well, I mean, it has to do with the invasion. No, it does not have to do with the invasion of New York. It's called The Event. If it was canon, they would have been able to call it that. The only reference to that is a newspaper clipping in the background in what's-his-name office that takes on, Paige? I don't remember her first name. But yeah, the girl that works for Matt Murdock and Foggy. The guy that took her under her wing and taught her journalism and stuff like that. Yeah, that's the only reference. When asked in the first episode, first 5 minutes, why is it so cheap here? Well, a lot of stuff, the event. He's like, why do you call it the event? Because they were making a joke on the fact that they legally couldn't say it. If you go, well, why wouldn't they say it? I don't know. They were saying Captain America is Captain America, but immediately and all throughout his movie. Not once was he called the flag waver or the guy with the shield. Thor was never called the blonde guy with the hammer in his movie. Hulk wasn't referred to as the big green guy, referred to as Mr. Green when talking to Mr. Blue, who was the leader. Just so you know, a little side thing. You want to talk about continuity being on point? The leader is the one who founds Intelligentsia, which is mentioned in She-Hulk, where they take She-Hulk's blood. What does that have to do with anything? Red Hulk, who's coming in Captain America 4. That's when their continuity is on point. You want to claim that the alien metal, not Chitauri metal, and wait, what do you mean metal? When was that a thing? Oh, so their metal was on non-terrestrial. Okay, cool, I'll give you that. But what made it drill in and explode? Oh, also, this person seriously is trying to claim that the Judas bullet is the same thing as the hammer product of, the ex-wife. Really? Look, man, just because S.H.I.E.L.D. had connections with the Netflix shows and stuff doesn't mean, and oh wait, if they did, why not in season 2 and 3 of Daredevil did they mention any of them? You want to say it's on point with continuity? Where the fuck was Spider-Man? Where? When did he show up throughout the entire Defenders connected verse? When? Because I'll point out to you, he was there the whole time. When was the Iron Man 2, all the suits freaking showing up? Wait, 2, 3. No, that was the second one, I believe. Yeah, because it was outside the Stark Expo, where Whiplash had brought all the extra ones in, and he ended up defending the city and jumping right in front of, young Peter Parker in an Iron Man suit. Talking about continuity being on point. Your understanding of it is crap. Penney Sound, you can do better. And it's actually really, really, really disappointing that you have 8.5 thousand people who legitimately support your BS. What do you mean the Hulu shows and Netflix shows were made by the same people, and because of reasons, that means that Marvel Studios made them? Do you not understand why the associated with Marvel Studios became a thing? You say that it's not, these Netflix shows aren't on Netflix. They have been for years. And until, I don't know if you just climbed out under a rock, but how did you miss Feige and Iger's announcement of this? How did you miss the stockholder meeting? How did you miss the previews saying this was coming out on Disney Plus? I mean, that's as bad as the people saying that X-Men the original animated series ended in 97, when it straight up says on Google, on the original Pizza Hut VHS tapes, and on Disney Plus that it went until 96. That's why the continuation is 97. I don't know if you remember, but it ended towards the end of the year. It's actually canonically and chronologically correct. But that's an easy one. But to go through all the effort, to do all the video editing, the downloading of those shows and footage so that you have access to make this. Granted, it was 2 years ago. Your smart move was to be like, yeah, I've learned better since then, and lie that way. Not double down on your bullshit. You've lost subscribers over this. Do you not notice that your bad behavior affects you? Actions have consequences? Have you heard of that? Because obviously you're pretty bad about hearing about updates and stuff with the Disney. It's on Disney Plus, so that's what it means it's Disney. Does that mean Fox is Disney? Does that mean Sony is Disney? Because there's Sony and Fox stuff that's on Disney Plus now. If you want to be technical, that's really your point, is that because it's on Disney Plus, that makes it that way. So if you actually do want to come and, set up a video little debate, I'll go out on it. I'll take you up on that offer anytime you want. Because I will shred your baseless position and prove it to be the bullshit it is. People like you don't need to be getting clicks and views and subs for lies. People need to start pointing out the lies, hence this series, hence my Nerdy Guru series, and I'm coming for all of you. Yeah, I only got like little bit of subscribers. So, all it takes is that book. And I got more knowledge than you do. And obviously, you need to rewatch a bunch of this. Because, man, you defend the assassination of characters, villains and heroes alike, just as adaptions. No, that's why it's called the Crap Flick series. Like, seriously, they ruined them. Stop acting like you're so fucking smart. Like, all I'm doing is saying the facts that are there. And you're making stuff up that seems smart? Cool? Come on. You're a child. You've got to be. You can't be an adult and act this way. Or at least the hope is you're not. Because that would be really sad. But, if you're a subscriber of hers, please, come check this channel out. Check out our content. And go into her comments and say, hey, you're being called out. And let's set it up. Because I'll take you out. You are dishonest. You make stuff up. And you attack your fans. And not just that, you spend literally over 12 hours and 2 days to do this. That is disgusting. And I hope you lose every one of your subscribers. Because if I find out that you've also been making bullcrap up about Doctor Who and Star Wars, I'm coming at you for a part 2 and a part 3. So, let's call it at that. Thank y'all for joining and watching this long to get to the end of our first content call out. If you find any other YouTubers out there that are spouting BS and you'd like them exposed or talked about, come on, bring them to me. Because I do not mind having more episodes of this series. Till next time.